Hello everyone, and thanks for watching the preview show delivered by FedEx. I'm your host, Jonathan Merryman, joined by Marty Snider from NBC Sports and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Who'd have thought he'd have 2 wins in 2017? So what's that Roush Fenway Racing team doing right?
Well, I think they've done the restrictor plate program right. I think that's been the biggest thing. And it really goes back to Jimmy Finning. He has taken over that restrictor plate program at Roush Fenway Racing, kind of made it his own, and they said, listen, this is your job, and they've really delivered with the speed. I mean, it's been incredible what they've been able to do.
Well, playoff implications, let's talk about that, because he's sitting kind of on the outside or right on that line of top 16, and, you know, winning your end's not necessarily a guaranteed thing. There's still a lot of guys who might win this year who haven't done that yet. So how important is it that Ricky Stenhouse Jr. kind of for sure stamped his ticket to the playoff with a second win on the year?
Well, I think with one win he would have been good, to be honest. I don't think we're going to have more than 16 winners in 2017. I think we could come close. But I think what they've done is they've established themselves as, hey, we're going to go into the chase or into the playoffs with points now. The one thing I don't know about the 17 team, nor his teammates at Roush Fenway, is can they carry this success forward. I think at mile-and-a-half tracks, clearly they struggle. They're not quite as good as they should be at the mile-and-a-half racetrack. So I think that's going to be a big factor for them, is how can they continue the success and can they carry it forward after Daytona.
Now, moving on to Kentucky, we were talking in here last week. Doesn't Kentucky have something different about it? They put another layer of asphalt,
another new surface,
on top of that track, and cars haven't hit it yet. So what's that going to be like for these guys to have to adjust to a brand new surface at Kentucky?
It's funny, I was talking to a lot of crew chiefs, a lot of drivers, and they all say the same thing. You know, listen, we're treating it like it's a brand new surface this weekend. It'll be much like it was last year. It should be very worn in, and it should be in good position for teams to be on the track. But it's a triple-header weekend. You've got the Truck Series, you've got the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series. That will help once we get to Saturday night for the Cup Series race as well. So that'll be a key element.
All right, let's talk about Joe Gibbs Racing. Still winless in the 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series season, but Sonoma, Kentucky stretch is kind of where they turned it around last year.
Yeah.
We're coming up, or 2015, so can Kyle Busch get to victory lane? Can a Gibbs car get to victory lane in Kentucky?
I think this is the weekend a Gibbs car does get to victory lane. I think there's some little things going on in the garage area that will help Gibbs out a little bit. I think Gibbs has certainly caught up a little bit to the rest of the field. I think they're going to have the speed this weekend. Always been a very good track for Kyle Busch. But I think Joe Gibbs Racing as a whole has found a little bit. They've picked up the speed a little bit. I think they'll be much better at the mile-and-a-half moving forward in the second half of the season.
And looking at that from kind of an above-the-ground view, it seems like Brad Keselowski is going to be his biggest challenge at Kentucky, or Gibbs' biggest challenge at Kentucky, because he's got 3 wins at that racetrack, and we haven't been racing there, that long in that series.
3 of the 5 wins at Kentucky. So Brad's certainly very good. And this is really when he heats up as well. He loves this time of the year. This is kind of a home racetrack for him. His mom is from the area, and he actually goes and visits family. He would spend his Thanksgivings in the Kentucky area. So this is kind of a home racetrack for Brad. A lot of family and friends around. And for some reason, Team Penske has this racetrack figured out. And it's going to be interesting. I think this is a little bit of a measuring stick for Team Penske this year, because their mile-and-a-half program has been okay. Not great, but just okay. So we'll see how good they are this year when they go to a racetrack where we know they're very strong. Can they bring back that normal performance we're used to seeing from Brad Keselowski at Kentucky?
All right, now that that's all said and done, who are you taking to win the race at Kentucky this weekend?
I'm going to go with Kyle Busch. I think this is the week Gibbs gets back to victory lane. I think Kyle Busch has been so fast at this racetrack, so fast at the mile-and-a-half as well. I think this is the week they finally put it all together. And remember, Kyle's running the triple header this weekend. He's running the Truck Series on Thursday, Xfinity Series Friday, and the Cup Series Saturday. I think all that experience, all that time on the new pavement, new surface is really going to help out Kyle Busch.
Well, since you took my pick, I'm going to go chalk. I'm going to take Martin Truex Jr. I think him and Cole Pern can win just about anywhere. So I'm going to go with the number 78 car winning at Kentucky this weekend. But now where you can catch the action at Kentucky, it's going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday night, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Quaker State 400 presented by Advance Auto Parts. That is on NBCSN. And Marty's son is also racing in the Truck Series, Marty Snider. So good luck to him this weekend, and good luck to NBCSN this weekend as well.
Man.
We enjoyed having you guys back at Daytona. Make sure you catch that on NBCSN and log on to NASCAR.com all weekend long for all of your racing news.